G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today what we're going to go through are the team lineups going into the rest of the weekend. And I've made another little change to my team already, but I'll tell you in a tick why I've done that. Just seeing some more things on Twitter that kind of sway me in a different way. But we're going to have a look at the team lineup, see the ins and outs for the round. Isaac Rankin in, Toby Murray out. So I know there was a small percentage of people that might have had Toby Murray in because, he's the R2, but he has been managed. Isaac Rankin, back from suspension, is back in that lineup. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, so he's playing half forward. Same with Rochelle. Ben Keith, Sam Berry, Jordan Dawson in the middle. So, mate, all I'll say is that Rankin and Rochelle, they're going to have a go in the middle. Soligo, of course, as well. It's going to be a lot of different players going through that lineup. And for the Western Bulldogs, Will Lewis out, Jordan Croft in. So making that second move, that literally just the changeover again. It seems like they're pretty happy with their list at the moment. There's not really much to report on. We can wait for 2 weeks to see how Isaac Rankin goes. We can have a look up spoilers if you see my team or not, if you saw my yesterday's video. But we can have a look at the schedule that Adelaide's going on, because obviously the Dogs are a hard matchup, first off, in my opinion. And then they've got Geelong, another hard matchup, and they've got Freo as well. So a few top 8 teams, or projected to be top 8 teams. You've got Carlton, St Kilda as well. And then you've got a nicer run with Port Richmond North, 8 to 10. Not too bad, but just remember, they've got the round 12 by Adelaide, so those guys are going to be a little difficult to saying no to when trading them in. All right, my Tigers going up against the Suns this week, and I'm a bit scared because we might lose by 100 points. So, Jonty Fall suspended. Ryan Mansell's out for 3 to 4 weeks, which is disappointing, and Gibcus and Gray were omitted. Gray only had like a 30% time on ground, which I hated. I hate when players get that stiff amount of time. I feel like I should be getting a bit more. Gibcus, I didn't really pay close attention how he did. Apparently, he gave up a late goal against Zach Williams or something like that, which is annoying. But we get some key ends. We get Nick Vlastuin, obviously. We get Dion Prestia to run in through the middle. I thought a lot of Tiger fans were saying he might have a go in the VFL. I didn't really mind if he came back in just yet, but it's just going to make our midfield slower, I reckon. Mykelti Lafau coming in for Jonty Fall. He will potentially be the second ruck as well, in my opinion. They still got Armstrong down forwards. And you got Tom Brown. I won't say why, but Tom Brown, I love him to death. And for Gold Coast, Jai Farah omitted. Okay, and Oscar Adams omitted as well. But to be fair, you bring back Bailey Humphrey and Charlie Ballard. Ballard's first game since doing his ACL, I think. So, yeah, their team's just gotten even stronger. And it is so, hard to believe how, strong this Gold Coast team is. Could be watching Lafau for a couple of weeks and see how he goes when it comes to his money making. For Josh Gibcus owners, that is a really tough trade out, I reckon. Just get rid of him. He's obviously not in the best form. Who would be a good trade in? Probably Cook, Murdoch, of those guys. If you don't have any of the rookies that are about to make money, like a Lockie Jacks, go after him. Excuse me, I'm still a bit sick. So if I sound a bit groggy, apologies. Not really anyone else. I mean, it's just Lafau and Gibcus that people have that all might bring in. Bailey Humphrey's back from his hamstring awareness. Charlie Ballard, who I know is cheap. Hopefully he can make us some quick and easy cash. Giants, St Kilda. Not much has happened for the Giants. Haven't made a change, but for St Kilda, Jack McRae's injured and Isaac Killer. I had a look. Jack McRae's out for 2 to 3 weeks. So for the Jack Carroll owners like myself, we've got 2 to 3 weeks of price rises for him. I'm a little nervous because it seems like Liam Stock was right there ready to come in, and he obviously is, but they're going to make way for Jack McRae in 2 to 3 weeks' time, and I think Jack Carroll's the one to go. Can't really think of anyone else. Maybe a Hugh Boxall, but That's about it. Where's that? A stopper's on the bench. Okay. So, yeah, a little bit nerve wracking, but Jack Carroll has kept his spot, which is nice. It's not really anyone to talk about with those ins and outs. So, Melbourne, Fremantle, this is going to be a very interesting one. Melbourne have not made a change, but Hayden Young, I mean, I've mentioned it yesterday, he's out for at least a week, but with a low grade hamstring strain, it's normally 1 to 3 weeks. They say he's out for 1 week, but it's not even a horrible idea to get rid of him for this week because you get rid of him this week. If he's back next week, you don't have to trade him in because his price doesn't change. And let's say he just has an absolute stinker, which is okay. And then he just doesn't have a good break even to go off from. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't need to worry about Hayden Young just yet because his break even is pretty high or an optimal level where you probably don't want to bring him in. But Chris Scary, I think it's Sherry, um, played in the VFL last year, I believe. But he'll be an interesting one to have as well. I'm assuming he's a midfielder, so yeah, very interesting to see how he'll go. Um, Hopefully he keeps the spot. He's a 99k rook. Um, Hopefully he does, and somehow there's an injury or two that happens and he can keep that spot. But yeah, really not much to report on just outside of those two because that's a pretty key out for a few people that in the Supercoach community. And he's an interesting in, a 99k rook. All right, quite a few changes for the Port Adelaide Essendon game when it comes to the outs. I mean, this is Sunday, so the teams haven't even changed. But why does Isaac, from a far distance, Isaac Kako looks like he's balding there? That's great. So the ones we can just talk about is Ollie Lord and Lockie Jones out, injured and obviously omitted. And then these are the five that potentially are playing. Ollie Lord's a forwards, Lockie Jones is a back. So you're probably thinking Lukosius. And I reckon it's between Mead or Brody. Like, for the people that had Brody in at the start, like everyone did, it's not looking too great. But hopefully there's a few injuries that play out and Will Brody can get a spot. It's unfortunate that that's the case that happens for old mate. Hopefully it doesn't have, and he can get some really good form. But yeah, Jordan Sweet's another one potentially. I felt like Dante Bizantini was out or something like that because it says followers that Jordan Sweet's in. So is it Bizantini out as well? So yeah, Bizantini might be out because I think Jordan Sweet's kind of locked in for in. But the good news is Todd Marshall. He's not injured, so very happy about that. And I forgot to mention that about Mateus Filippo, also not injured. He'll probably be a bit proppy, and he's going to slow down in his cash gen, but that's okay. We can hold on for him. But yeah, going back to Todd Marshall keeps the spot, which is really nice. Isaac Kako gets in, so who comes out for him? Might be can't be a Lachkar. You can't give him one game and kick him out. Maybe Newen. Kind of hard to really predict at the moment. But yeah, it seems like Kako is playing. And Gresham, is he on the bench? Yes, he is. So he is not even confirmed. But the only one we can see is Kako is confirmed in. That's about it for Essendon. And last but not least, we got the blockbuster of the weekend. We've got Eagles, North Melbourne. Seems like North Melbourne might not make a change because they haven't listed anyone out just yet, whereas Eagles have got Tom Cole out. So who comes in? It's probably Liam Baker, considering it's Tom Cole. And I think it's going to be Schoenberg, Kelly, and Edwards being the emergencies. I mean, I've got Lockie Doverson. I did trade him out. So, yeah, look, if you're still holding on to him, good luck to you. But I'm going to hop off that train. Yeah, it's just basically confirmed that Liam Baker is playing. Is there anything else to talk about for this matchup? I don't think so. So, just keep on swimming. I'll make this very quick of my team trades. Okay. So you're probably going, what are you doing this time? I've changed Parrish to Fonte. Because I saw on Twitter, someone was mentioning that they've done this and then another person replied saying, I don't rate Fonte, which is fair enough. Even if he gets around 80s, let's just say 83, because that's what he scored last week. Between 83, okay. Okay, his break even stuffed up. Let me reload the page here. But what I'm trying to say is that his next 8 matchups, I think 5 or 6 of them are pretty decent. So I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully, he can make some okay money. And even if it's for a few weeks, get him and a rook like Jai Sarong, who's probably not going to make much, and you can get him up to a primo pretty quickly. Maybe a Sherry could be a quick one to downgrade or something like that, for example. If we just go 83. Look, he's supposed to be making 51k against St Kilda. He plays one more game against Collingwood. He's got a nice run of Richmond, post Sydney, but then North. Then he plays Gold Coast. Then he plays Essendon, West Coast. So hopefully we don't have to keep him until then, unless, those matchups are really nice. And unless you want to just get him out of the way, then fair enough. But he's not going to be too bad. And what I'm going to do is it kind of saves me quite a bit of money in my bank, which is 115,300, which isn't too bad. So my plan would be I would trade Blackiston to Parrish instead next week. If Parrish plays well, Blackiston not as much. And I think I'm just going to pull the trigger anyways on getting rid of Blackiston next week. Even if he scores an 80, he's got some really tough matchups, and I'm willing to bite the bullet there. Swap into Parrish, and then my decision on some of these guys, depending on break even, maybe a Sharp. Oh, I don't really know. Maybe Sarong's just a one price rise type of guy. Save a bit of cash there. If he scores a 48, he's expected to make 48.9. He's got a -6 break even. If he just does 50s, and then -2 here, 24, 16, 13. I'm really not losing that much, I'll be honest. If I hop off him early and upgrade him to a better player. But yeah, that's what my plans are, I reckon, for the next 2 weeks. These are my absolute final trades now. Now that you don't have to, Sarong didn't play that well with a 48, which means Lindsay's going to be on field. So just letting you know, no more moves. This is my final team, my final team. Unless something last minute happens, then it is my final team. But yeah, let me know if you like the Fonte move. I don't mind it personally. St Kilda gave up a lot of points to Josh Dacos and the Collingwood Magpies, so just be aware of that too. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the team lineups, who's been brought in, who's been dropped or injured, who's, for example, like Carroll, is he going to keep his spot a couple more weeks more than we expected? We'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, give me your thoughts and feelings all on that. Thanks again for tuning in. Good luck for the weekend. Hopefully you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.